Hey, what's up guys, Wintergore here. Today I'm joined by Paul Chadeisson from the Strike Vector development team. I'll be doing a little Q&A session with Paul about Strike Vector. So to get started, Paul, what was your role in the development of Strike Vector?
Yeah, hello guys. I'm working especially in concept art and 3D stuff. Also, we are working. I'm working on the menu, like interface or HUD. HUD. I don't know if you say like that, but anyway. So first, we are working like the concept art. So we design all the shapes, the mood, ambience, lighting, and what can be the universe of Strike Vector. So like flying platform, flying city, or big vector with massive Gatling or big rocket launcher. So firstly, we start with that. Then we do all that stuff in 3D. So we have like all the design who have already been done. So we can follow quite easily the concept to win some time. So 3D go really faster in this way. And then we do like lighting to make it more life. So that's the way we work actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone looking to get into the industry, what kind of steps did you take to become a concept artist?
First, I did graphic design school, so I studied like graphic design, typography, photography, illustration, and with time I realized it was not really my stuff. So I start working by myself with my friend Pierre Etienne, who worked with me on Strike Vector. So we start doing like concept art and illustration, but in computer, like digital painting. And then I start doing intern, in a video company game. And then I start working at Don't Know Entertainment, who done Remember Me, and then I quit to start Strike Vector.
Alright, so if you hadn't become a concept artist, what kind of job would you have seen yourself doing?
I was like, I want to be an astronaut. so,
Oh,
so
nice.
it's really different way, but I started drawing really younger, so maybe it was in the same way as now.
I guess you could always become an astronaut in a video game though. So for someone that's never seen Strike Vector before, how would you describe it to them?
Um, we want it's quite easy. It's like a really old school field game, and really inspired by Quake and FPS, like that. Counter Strike. So it's just simple. Just need to fight and destroy the enemy and be the best in the game.
Yeah, so I found that when I first started to play Strike Vector, I was crashing into things quite a lot. So if you could give any piece of advice to someone starting Strike Vector for the first time, what would that be?
Maybe I think when you start the game, you always get crushed a lot of times. So just first get prepared and do it again a lot of time, and then it comes really faster. And also use a lot the spacebar, to change mode. It's a really key of the game. So if you use it, you're gonna win or fight with people. If you don't use it, it's gonna be really hard for you to see people and fight against them. And also, I think it's a good to try all kind of weapon and special action to really feel what weapon you really are good to. So yeah, but we really prepare many different ways of playing at Strike Vector. So if you want to get close to enemy, you can use a shotgun or stuff like that. If you want to be really far, you can use a carabine or a sniper rifle, the plasma. And you have like a mid and quite high distance weapon. So the rocket launcher and Gatling. We really think people can find their way of playing Strike Vector. And when you get introduced in this way, you can try and get better to the other one.
Yeah, no, it's quite nicely, which is a change from most of the modern games coming out at the moment. You have all the weapons as soon as you start the game, which is obviously a lot nicer to use because it doesn't mean that there's some kind of disadvantage for new players. You get to try every single weapon from when you first start, which is something that I found was really cool in Strike Vector compared to a lot of the games that I play lately. I'd say obviously, like you've said, it's a bit more like Quake in that you can have access to every single weapon and every ability, and you can find your own unique starters rather than having to rely on leveling up to get the better gear kind of things.
Yeah, we were really thinking it was important to, when you start the game, you got everything, every weapon, every special action, like the gameplay, you got everything. And the only thing you can unlock is just, a piece like visual piece, like space, makes or just thumbnails or avatar, stuff like that, customization piece.
So, what would you say is your favorite setup to run in the game?
I like especially the rocket launcher. Also, I like the shotgun. It's really cool to be close from people, and sniper, plasma rifle. But it's funny because in the team, every people like we are five, and every people have his own way to play. Also, the view. Like you have the first view or the third view. For example, my friend Pierre Etienne used the third view, and he's really good at it. I use the first view, I'm really good at it in this way. So it's really funny to see like you have many ways to use the game.
Yeah, I understand that. A lot of the time what I've just got used to is, for instance, when I'm using weapons like shotguns or the swarm missiles, I'll be using the third person view because you don't have to concentrate on aiming as much. But when I'm using something like the plasma, the sniper rifle, I'll be using first person because it's a lot easier to focus on where that the dot actually is, because you have to be really accurate with that gun. Yeah, so the next question is, what have you got planned for the game after release? Will you be releasing, for example, new levels, weapons or abilities? And will these be in the form of DLC, or will it be an update to the core game?
Yeah, so first we really decide like when you buy the game, you buy it one time, and all the rest is like free, like free content. So we are planning to add first new game modes. So like capture the flag, a new secret mod who will come really soon. And we are planning to have more maps, and also customization, like a new engine, a new piece of your vector, and like thumbnails, all stuff you already have in the game. So we really want to add a lot of more content in the game, because we really think it's like a basic we have now, and we can really improve a lot more against the game.
So, will you be looking at building like a competitive scene around the game, or is that something more that you'll be looking at the community to create themselves?
I think it's people, like the player will decide if the game can be like a competitive game, or if they can have clans. We can't really create that. It's people who will do that themselves. But we really hope to. We really would like to be to see that in the game, because I really think there is it's for skilled people, and it can be really interesting for clan and match.
Yeah, with all the different weapons and abilities, it seems like every fight seems to play out differently, and everybody has their own strategies. It'll be interesting to see once people decide on strategies based around kind of a six man setting, then a one person running their favorite setup. You might run setups that are benefiting the team more around clan matches. So that'd be really cool to see in the game, I think. Alright, the next question is from Twitter, from a guy called Lefant Arts. He says, are there features planned for bringing your own graphics into the game? For example, the thumbnails that you see on the death screen, you see like the guy who killed you in the little thumbnail. Will you be able to bring your own graphics into the game to have like your own picture on that part of the screen?
It's a really good idea, but actually the engine don't allow us to have this kind of possibility, but that could be really awesome. Maybe we could add this kind of feature for an upcoming Stravector. Who knows? If we do like a second one, it could be really interesting to have this, because I think it's really interesting if people can really customize their way, their own stuff and vector. But actually, it's not possible.
Yeah. So the game's primarily releasing on PC, but are there any plans to release it, for example, on consoles?
It will depend of the success of Stravector on PC first. But if we have like the budget and we would love to do that like in OS version, Linux, and PS4 and Xbox One. That could be really cool. So we actually start talking with console version, but it's too early to talk about that.
Lastly, to finish off then, what is the release date for the full game and how much will it cost?
The release is 28th of January, so it's on 6 days. And the game will cost $24.90.
Alright then, well, that's it for my questions. Thanks for joining me, Paul. If you guys have any more questions for Paul or the team, you can reach them at StrikeVector on Twitter. You guys can find more StrikeVector videos over on my main channel, but for now that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.